Hello everybody and welcome back to City Skylines, where I was 10 minutes into recording this episode when I noticed that my microphone was muted the whole time. And so I just threw that out, and so we've done a few changes to this intersection and this intersection. I'm not happy with this one. This one, I'm still waiting and seeing if it's the backup from this intersection that's causing issues. We've made some dramatic changes over here, and I think we may want to do something quasi-similar over here. Now, what do I mean by that? Well, that's a good question. I don't know what I mean by that. I've made changes to this, I'm not happy with them, and I don't know what I'm going to do about it just yet. We also expanded our residential area ever so slightly over here. So as far as our north-south connections go, those are doing fine. This junction is doing surprisingly fine. Oh, hi Windows. Thanks for telling me that you didn't find viruses, but now is not the time. Now, we do still have some transportation issues down over here. As we can see, we aren't having sufficient raw materials being delivered to these areas, and that is why these buildings are being abandoned. And that's also why our industry demand is staying low. So we need to fix this issue, for sure. I was hopeful that we would have those supplies being delivered by train and ship, but apparently that's insufficient. I mean, we could think about adding in another train depot, perhaps over here. It is this area over here that seems to be underserved. So maybe a train depot here, utilizing this existing line, wouldn't be a terrible idea. So, let's just grab this here, and we'll just create ourselves a little bit of space over here. And with that, we can now build in a train depot over here. A cargo train terminal. And we'll put that in right there. We're going to remove this section of track. About like that. And we'll just bring them in. Like so. So in theory, this region should be flooded. Right, because we just raised this up from the water. That's okay. That'll get sorted out. Now, there is one more thing that I want to do. And that is, I want to lower the strain on these two intersections, not by increasing the efficiency of them, but by setting up some mass transit. So, to that end, I want to set up, I think, metro stations. Now, currently we don't have any metro, right? But I want to serve metro to, from each residential area, essentially, into each industrial area. We don't really care too much about the commercial areas. People can drive to those. But I think if we serve this with, say, 2 metro stations. So this over here would be served here, and perhaps up here, like that. And then this up here, we'd have a metro station perhaps over here, a metro station somewhere over in this region, I'm thinking here, and then a metro station somewhere over in this region, perhaps centrally located like that, one over here, like that, and then perhaps one up over here. That slope too steep. Okay, we would probably have to place it over in this region, like that. So that gives us some metro stations up over here, and then we're going to need destinations in this region over here, and I'm going to place it right here and get rid of this place that's lacking raw resources. We will place a second one, I think, right here. A third one right over here. And then a fourth one in this region here. Kind of like that. And then for right now, we only need the one metro station over here because this is not heavily expanded. So we'd have a metro station like that. We'd have a station over here, and these train tracks are going to complicate this a little bit. But I think a station somewhere around here. A second one on this side. Perhaps one centrally located over here. One around here-ish. One about here. One here. One here. One here. One here. Over here. And over there. That'll serve this region pretty nicely. And then perhaps one up over this way. Actually, we'll do, well, one for now. We'll just place one. This is slope too steep in all of these locations. Oh, here's one. We're probably going to need to serve that with power. No, that's okay. Okay, so now we're going to need to connect these with tracks. And we need to decide, is this all going to be one big metro? Or are we going to break this up into sections and have, like, mini metros? And I'm feeling right now like we should probably just make it be one big metro for now, and if we need to make more express metros later on, then we can. So we can take this up over like this. This one would then curve over this way, and then come in like that. This would come up like so, down like so, and yeah, those are very sharp corners. I'm not sure that that matters for metros. Come down like that. This one should probably connect in over here. Connect like that. Oh, I forgot about this one. Actually, this should connect in over here. And then this would connect in over this way, like that. This would connect in actually up here. And then this would go downward and connect in possibly over here. Slope too steep, cannot build on water. Okay, that's exciting. Do we have to go deeper? Apparently that works. Yeah, we have to go deeper here. That's okay. So then this would come up onto the shore, and then connect in up here, but this would have to be coming up as it could. So it would come up this way, and it can't go any higher than that. And that's instantly slope too steep. Okay. I think we're going to have to move this metro station, or at least change its orientation to be facing instead this direction right here. We'll see if that works a little bit better. Because then we can bring this up like so.
That's why our cameras are
that slope too steep there. And that's distance too short, but that works. Okay, so we can do that. And then bring this down to here. This would come down like so. And then this would come... That's a distance too short, apparently. Okay, this would come like this. And then down like that. Up to here. Down to here. And I mean, this isn't going to be hugely efficient in terms of speed, but it doesn't necessarily have to be. Now, as far as this goes, we've got this track that we're going to have to avoid, so we're going to need to go down underneath it, and then start coming back up, We'll go around this like so. Just like that. And then this needs to go technically underwater. So it would need to drop down as far as it can. And then I kind of want it to head all the way over this way. I mean, we may end up wanting to break this up into multiple metros later on. But this is our first effort here. So something like that would be our metro line. It's not necessarily hugely efficient, but it hits most of the points. Now, we're not going over here just yet, and we'll extend the metro over there later, or maybe just make a dedicated metro to there. Like, this could be our express metro here that hits each location, and then we would, like, remove some of these metro stops and make them more of a mini metro. But for right now, this will do. So we need to make a metro route, and we're going to create a new line, and we are going to hit every stop here. So we're going to hit there, we're going to come down to there, to there. We're just going to add a stop at each of these stations. And with any luck, this will end up... What is happening here? Why are we not adding stops? Hang on a moment. Remove that stop. Add a stop there. Add a stop here. Am I on the wrong side? I'm confused. Why can't I add a stop here? We remove that. Oh, it's because I missed one here. That would do the trick. So we add a stop there. And it's doing the same thing. This line is connected, in theory, but I guess we'll remake this line. And we'll do something kind of like that. I want to add a stop here. There, now it's working. Okay, whatever. Kind of fiddly, but I guess it works. Then we take this up over here. And the next stop is, of course, here. And then up over here, and now it's doing the same thing. Did I miss a stop? No, I did not. I guess having pathfinding issues, perhaps to do with this bend. We'll try something like that, see if that recalculates it. So I want to be working on this line here. And add a stop there. I'm very confused why this sometimes isn't working. Maybe it has to do with this corner. I guess we'll take this section out. And we'll try to just smooth this on out. Like that. Okay, we're working on this line here. Now it's working. Okay, so I guess it does have to do with these super sharp corners. That is different then, because I was able to do those in Academiopolis. I guess that's fine. So we'll take this out. And over like that. And then in theory... we can work with this. Add a stop there, and there, and there. And yeah, this is the same thing here. It's got to be these sharp corners causing it. That's okay. We can fix that. Something like that. We're working on this line. We bring it over to here. And yeah, it's wanting to pathfind all the way back right now, which we don't want to do. We can instead take this out over this way, like so, and curve it in like that. I want to be working on this. Okay. Want to add a stop over here. I don't want to create a new line. I want to add a stop. Why is it wanting to create a new line? Let's try removing that. There, now it's letting me add a stop. Okay. So we add a stop there. We add a stop here. We add a stop here. And then we connect it in like that. This is not connected. How many lines did I create? I created 2. Okay. So we've managed to create a new line here. So I want to add a stop up over here. And let's check. Yeah, now we're modifying the existing line. Okay, but we know that these are all connectable now. So we shouldn't have any trouble with this. So it should complete line like that. Perfect. Now we need to also create a line going the other direction, like so. And again, the point of this isn't necessarily to be the most efficient way to get around. It's simply to relieve some of our traffic issues, which we are definitely starting to develop. And we will modify this later on if we have to further alleviate traffic. And we'll create more metro lines and things like that. So we'll just bring this in over here. We'll add a stop over here. And one here. And one here. There we go. So we just want to create a stop every little while in hopes that this reduces the amount of non-cargo traffic being created. Add a stop over here and complete that line. There we go. And then, just to make sure that this is absolutely happening, I want to max out the cargo budget, or the metro budget. I also want to max out the train and ship budget. There we go. And also, the road budget... I don't think that's actually super helpful right now. Okay, so the question now becomes, are they going to start actually utilizing, and I need to go up a little bit here, are they actually going to be utilizing the metros? Well, we'll find out. It'll take a little bit for pathfinding to happen. But for now, hopefully, that'll do the trick. Let's take a quick look at the metro station that is over here. Passenger service last week, 0, but we can see they are pouring in. That's fantastic. So if we look at our metro line here, which, if I can recall correctly, is that considered? No, it's under it's under transport. Okay, yeah, we can see that there is an absolute ton of people pouring into this metro station. So the metro station appears to be quite popular. Oh yeah. This is going to reduce our traffic, our non-commercial traffic on the highways, by a dramatic amount. Look at all of these people crammed into these metro stations. Every single metro station that I've looked at has had a ton. This one doesn't have a ton, but it also doesn't have water. Let's extend our water pipe out to here, and that should do the trick there. And we'll just pop open the public transport system here. And there's not a ton of people pouring in here, but this is servicing our commercial district, so that's not a huge surprise. And yeah, as we start getting into our industrial district, because they haven't been transported down this way yet, we don't expect that there's going to be many people down here. So we're currently servicing 100 per week, but this is going to go up dramatically. And hopefully, this will stop this abandoned structure problem down over here, because trucks will be able to get through in a more timely manner. Oops, I did not mean to demolish that road. Let's just put that right on back. And I demolished the wrong structure there. That's okay. But these abandoned structures are the reason why we are not seeing very many, or very much industrial demand currently. So I'm hoping that between that and the extra cargo train terminal down here, I'm hoping that that will alleviate a lot of the issues in this region. At least that's the plan. So let's take a quick look at this. This is already looking much better, which is a little bit surprising that it's happening this early. I want to take... Oh, wow, look at that. They're just piling into the metro. That's fantastic to see. So if we do end up expanding the metro a little bit later on, it is likely that the plan will be that instead of having just this one big metro, we're going to have like one stop in each of these little regions, and then that will result in a quick trip across the road to another metro that serves the region a little bit more thoroughly. So that's the idea there. But I'm hoping that this alleviates this abandoned structure issue. And it would also be nice if it helps the garbage and mortality pickup. Which I'm wondering why there's... I suppose there aren't any morgues in this vicinity. So we should put a crematorium over here. I'm thinking one right here as well. And one right there. There, that should help that issue a little bit. I'm still not super happy with the design of this, but I'm hopeful that with those changes, that'll help. Although I can't help but notice... Oh, these are not enough buyers for some of these. Not enough raw materials for others. And also, one thing that I wanted to do is we're pretty tapped out over here on our oil, right? Like, only right here can still be oil. And we may want to do that just to make sure. But we may want to change this district at this point from being an oil industry to being a generic industry. So we would remove the specialization like that and just make it generic industry. So over time, this will get replaced by generic industry. And I think that's the reason why we have not enough raw materials for a lot of these, and some of them are not enough buyers, to be sure. But things like this, not enough raw materials, I think that's just because they're not extracting oil from the ground, so they have to import it. But I want to be checking this. Yeah. It really looks like the oil over in this area is completely tapped out. There's a little bit over in here still. And I'd like to actually make a new district right over here, just for right now. And Ivy Heights here is still going to be... I did not mean to create that district. This district over here is still going to be oil industry. because there's still a tiny little bit of oil over here. But this area is tapped out, so I want to replace this. So over time, that will slowly get replaced. And that should be pretty great. Of course, this area over here is starting to get tapped out as well, similarly. Which means that we're going to have to expand to Briarwood Park pretty soon. Of course, we have the infrastructure in place for that right now. We may as well, I think, do the zoning. I don't think there's any real reason not to. Do we have the water in place? We do. Okay. So we would do something kind of like this. And we'll just do some of that for now. I mean, we're going to have massive, massive amounts of no industrial demand. It's a weird way to phrase that, but that's what we're going to have, is we're going to have a complete lack of industrial demand for a while because we're redoing this. And I'm also noticing that we lost our power connection here. We'll do that for now. There we go. And yeah, this area is just becoming completely undeveloped because we rezoned it from oil. And that means that we're going to have some power issues in this area. So I do want to double check this. Yeah, that sure looks like we're completely tapped out on oil over here. We've still got a little bit over here. And we need to make sure that our power lines are connected on in. So we will bring this up and over. Kind of like this. There we go. Excellent. And it looks like this little area is currently connected. So that'll be fine. We're going to need power over here, for sure. And I think temporarily, we'll just do that to power this. Excellent. So this is going to take a rather large amount of time for this up over here to get reconstructed. But we are moving away from the, is this forest over here? Could we potentially make this wood? Like, if we made this be a forest industry, like that. What is Primrose District set up as? Yeah, just forest. Okay. And yeah, there's going to be power issues, but these are going to get taken away over time. So that's, I think, completely fine. Hopefully, we can actually get some good forestry out of this. Because I like the forestry industry in this game. I think that's a pretty good one. Nice and renewable. Of course, we've also got fertile land here and here. But, I mean, we don't really care. We're mostly here to get rid of the natural resources, right? And we can see that down over here, this mineral area is basically tapped out as well. But we're not going to switch that over just yet. Because I don't think that's necessarily a great idea. And I'm just taking a quick look around at what else we have. I mean, we need to get rid of the oil in the Briarwood Park and the Victoria District minerals. Those are kind of top priority. Ah, that's not connected currently. Okay, that makes sense. So this would have to connect over to here, like so. And then I guess we could run a power line like that. And that would do the trick for now. There we go. And with that, it is time to put a cut in here, so I'm going to go ahead and do that. Next episode, the Primrose District is going to be slowly rebuilding. And we're going to need to do the same thing with Briar Rose Heights. I don't know if we're going to make it forestry or what. I mean, we do have some forestry available here. So we may end up doing that, but we'll have to see. Anyway, you can leave your offerings to the engagement gods in the form of likes, comments, subscribes, and bell ringings, and I will see you all next time.